Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Surveying the Realms. This week, we're going to be playing a game called Nightingale, which is doubly disappointing for me because I died so quickly on my hardcore survival series, and then I already recorded 2 hours of gameplay for this game, and my software crashed and the entire experience was lost. Not like Empyrean. It wasn't the Nightingale's fault this time. It was my screen capture software this time. So I got to record a whole new video. But I'm going to start from scratch. So the good news is that all of the cringe things I said on the last video are lost to time. The bad news is that all of the cool things that I said on the last video are also lost to time. So, you know, it's you win some and you lose some. But maybe it'll be more streamlined now that I gotten all of this nonsense about being cringe out of my system. See, so Nightingale has several body types, and the differences between them are subtle. Although, if you choose body type F, the default head is way too small. Like, what is that? Anyway, I determined that I was going to build a character who kind of looked like me. And so I'm going to try and recreate those same decisions. If it seems faster or more decisive than people usually do in character creation, that's because I've done it all before. Alright. So, once again, I'm going to express my incredulity at the lineage system. It's like, what is this even? And I don't know any better than I did before. And once again, commenting on my own paleness. And my own lack of hair, which like, my personal hairstyle is so completely unappealing that they didn't even include it in the game. Which is probably for the best. If I could have any hairstyle I wanted, I don't know. I think I would go with... Oh no, that's sort of elaborate updo. Like something wavy like that. No, I don't like the ponytail. You know, I don't think I would have any Victorian hairstyle at all, given my druthers. I think that I would prefer something more modern. Alright, yeah, that's the closest. Then also a beard. The hair color is pretty close to my hair color. I think I've got a little thicker eyebrows though. There we go. Head. I'm not gonna mess with this much. Like, these controls for character customization don't make much sense to me. I can see that something is happening when I move this little yellow thing, but what are the axes on this chart? Like, up directly, the height of the cheekbones, and the fullness, maybe? Jawline. Sorry, ladies. I've got a soft chin. Well, you can't tell under my beard anyway. That's why I have a beard. Alright. Then I determined that the nose was close enough. Like, it's not exactly right, but I'm not going to play with nose settings. Eyelashes? No. You know what? This is fine. Maybe a little bit more put together than I am, but that's part of fantasy. I am going to do one thing that I did before, which is I'm going to wear eyeliner. As I mentioned in the previous take, I actually think eyeliner on men is really attractive, but I don't have the personal courage to put a pencil so close to my face. So I'm just repeating my content, my comments from before. Like, I'm a robot. You know who I am and what I'm doing. Okay. So, I actually really like the outfits in this game. Some of them, like, are maybe a little niche. Wait. You know what? I picked this outfit the last time because I wanted to play a mage guild build, but it's not actually that good for magic. So maybe I'll choose something a bit more appropriate. Right? See, 2% magic power has the same as the head wrap. I just took for granted that the title of the outfit, Arcane Garb, meant that it was optimized for arcane. I didn't look at the stats. See, now the thing about Victorian dresses is I actually think they look pretty good on men. This I hate. Like, but I hate it in such a passionate, personal way. Like, if you showed up to my house dressed like that, I would have to fight you. And I'm not a fighter. Oh, and then this is just no. Oh, wait. Is it wrong that I kind of love this? Like, this is such a good look. I should start dressing like this in real life, shouldn't I? Like, it absolutely should not work with that body type. You know what? I'm gonna do it. A dashing dress. Let those naysayers scoff. We're cross-dressing it up in this one. Anyway, loadout. I'm gonna load out Magician, Magician, Wheat Tack, and the recovery spell. Alright. Wait, do I have a better loadout for magic than that? Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it. Charm of the Wanderer. Charm of Essence. Okay. Crafter is probably the better loadout overall. But I'm gonna commit to being a magician. Alright, and then my difficulty balanced. Learned my lesson last time. Well, the time before last. Not doing nightmares difficulty. I guess the thing that I learned last time was that balanced actually works pretty well. I think I already knew that, though. Found the finalize button a lot quicker. Alright. Came up with a name clip a lot quicker. But that's because I already had one in mind.
Before time itself, the realms have existed.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
Born of curiosity, we opened the first gateway to our endless Feywilds. The Fey have long since aided men in harnessing that which we live and breathe. Magic. Amity was known until we Fey retreated from your domain. In pursuit of power, your grasp extended reach.
Yes.
Avarice.
Quite.
Pride. Hubris. And
I pronounce it hubris.
The pale, swallowing all in its path. Some fled its ever-spreading tongue, seeking the city where no Fey may tread. Nightingale. Yet even there, you were severed from assistance, as the pathway between realms collapsed. But perhaps not all is lost.
Well,
For Nightingale still stands.
Nightingale looks nice.
Long-held ideals of progress.
It's not, but it looks nice from these pictures. We're gonna get there, I think.
Your path
That's the plan.
Is winding and full of terror's nascent realm walker.
All right.
Wilt thou succumb to Fey lands beyond thy wit?
No.
Or wilt thou endure?
Yes.
Find the way homeward and rebuild anew.
Maybe. Oh, I like the art design in this game. Everything looks so cool. Oh wait, this part I'm going to pause the recording because you don't need to see that. Alright, yeah, we can cut out the loading screen. Hold on just a second though. Alright. I believe everything's working correctly. I had to check my recording software. And I tell you to hold on, but I'm the only one experiencing the passage of time here. That was just instantaneous from your perspective. Alright.
Let my words steer your steps.
Sorry, why am I so hot right now? Oh. I made a character that looks exactly like me. And I put him in a gown, and now I can't tear my eyes away. This is just lore. We're gonna skip it because it's basically telling us what the cutscene told us. That we're in deep shit. The realms have stopped working. Nobody can get in contact with Nightingale. And it's because of their hubris. Or hubris, as I like to say.
How now, fleshling?
Okay, we're gonna walk.
And in our Feywild.
When you don't have nightmare difficulty turned on, killing this guy is super easy. Although I took 2 hits in the course of this on normal difficulty just now. And that probably says something significant about my own skill as a gamer. Alright. So this initial area is nothing. It's just a tube where Puck taunts us. Hey Puck. I've been through all this before recently, so I'm incredibly jaded to it. But first time through, I was like, whoa, look at all this. And to be fair, I'm still moved by it, you know? I still think that it's pretty damn cool. I just not, like, struck dumb. Oh no. Okay. That was the game and not the recording. Oh, we gotta chase these things down to get small amounts of essence. Doesn't make much of a difference in our short-term goals, though. Okay. Puck, we're gonna listen to you talk now.
Shadows abound, yet like a fire's final embers, you refuse to be snuffed out. I come with an offer to guide you to a safer realm and rebuke death, unlike so many of your kin. Oh, under this mask, you wonder. I am Puck. Robin to some, Oberon's merry wanderer of the night, the last furtive fae to grace your kind. Now, take this blood-stained card that you might travel swiftly to the realm of abeyance. Give me your hands, that we may be friends, and I shall restore amends.
I see no downside to this.
Homosit inconul ome.
Very normal thing to say, Puck. Thank you.
Across the divide, greater gifts await. Partnerships with we fae afford many wonders yet unseen. Hurry yonder toward portal and apparatus, so you, bare child of Earth, might abscond this nightmare.
Okay. Can you call me Bear Child of Earth? I have no idea what that means. And having extra time to contemplate it has not cleared that up for me at all. Why? I headed right to the treasure chests with an uncanny degree of foreknowledge, almost as if I knew exactly where they were. That is my wizard training. Canonically, every time this character does something that he has no way of knowing how to do, it's because it's a premonition for being a wizard. Oh, I didn't go back here this time. No premonition about this place. Okay. Opening the portal to abeyance. And we're gonna have to talk about...
Fly, realm walker.
Well,
The fiends have caught your despairing stench.
we're gonna have to talk about the portal system. Oh! He wasn't kidding about those fiends.
Realm walker, your path forward is winding and full of terrors.
Okay.
Save yourself. Survive the realms. And rebuild all that has been lost.
Okay. So we're going to have to talk about the portal system in a second, because it's really interesting, and I liked talking about it last time, and we're going to talk about it again this time, because I think you're going to like hearing about it. But first we got to let Puck talk to us for a little bit. Like, okay, Puck.
Count thyself among the fortunate few who managed to flee the foul pale. Nightingale still stands, but Earth teeters on the brink, and these wilds are far from hospitable. Sequestered so, and struck by woe, begs the question, wilt thou be a survivor? Find your bearings and acquaint yourself with this realm. Long has it been left in limbo, not unlike you. Though this dismal landscape bears few reminders of its esteemed past, it need not remain so. One final card I give to thee. Play it yonder, at the center of this ancient crossway, and lift the veil of darkness to usher in a new dawn.
Okay. So, the way that procedural generation in this game works is that you've got major realm cards and minor realm cards. See, I've got ambiance, which is a major, and cleansing, which is a minor. So, the way it works is every realm is generated by a combination of one major and one minor card. And this combination leads to a variety of different worlds to explore. And theoretically, there are as many worlds as the product of the major cards and the minor cards. Now, in practice, Nightingale never really lived up to its potential as a game. There's something like 12 major cards, maybe a little more, but there's like a swamp type, a snow type, and a desert type. Oh wait, and then a forest type. Okay, so there's like 20. And then they're just repeated in tiers. So like an easy, medium, difficult, and kind of like super difficult version of each of those 4. And then there is a bunch of minor realm cards, and some of them are really cool, but most have no visual effect on the realm. We're still going to try them all out, because that's what this series is all about, but only a few are going to be super interesting. Like, we're in one of the interesting ones right now. See, it's got the Forsworn Skies active. It decreases stealth, and the sky is enraged. And you look at it, and yeah, that's an enraged sky, all right. Like, I kind of like this. I don't want it to go away, but it's part of the main quest to make it go away. So we're going to apply the cleansing card. And the cleansing card's a special type of minor card in that it just restores the realm to the default. See, look at that effect. That is so cool. And now we're back in the default sky. Alright, Puck. Lecture us some more.
Now that has made a difference. Quite the mechanism indeed. But you needn't fret over the lofty particulars just yet. More immediate concerns are at hand. The realm you've now cleansed was once the center of the Empyrean network. Long ago, it allowed lesser fae and fleshlings to travel the wilds with ease and accuracy. Though the path onward is presently dormant, it did not meet the same ruinous fate as your human-made network. There is yet a way to reignite these portals, and once thou hast proven thyself ready, I shall lead thee to it. One of my promised gifts should help your cause. A hermetic guidebook and pocket watch, purloined off the corpse of a realm walker. Keep these like close companions as you steel yourself. There is much to do before thy survival is assured.
Alright. So, this is the beginning of the game proper, where we explore the realm of ambiance. I'm gonna rush through this initial part, because there's not a lot that's like super interesting about it. But I will say that yes, our goal is to visit every major realm and every minor realm, but not all of the combinations. we're just going to do them one at a time and see how that works out for us. Okay, a hunting knife, which we need to get various items. Although I don't know how much hunting I'm going to do. Every game makes you eat meat. Like to progress. And I'm not like a super prude about it or anything, but at the same time, I can't help thinking it's just a little bit ideological at this point. Wait, I went down... Oh no, okay, I recognize where I am. It's like I thought I got turned around. Here's another echo. This one just explains about the origin of the spell on the corner there. Okay, I found some wheat. Then I'm going to use this spell, but not right away. First time through, I made the mistake of equipping it on the wrong piece of equipment. See, the way magic works in this game is you've got to attach your spells to your weapon, and then they become part of your weapon controls. And so the only equipment I have right now is an axe, a knife, and a pickaxe. Although I should have more because I skipped one of the initial things. And I don't want to do that because, well, for reasons that will become apparent in time. I promise you that we're not that far away from me just recapping what I've already done. Because we're making pretty good progress on catching up. We're catching up a lot faster than it took us to get there the first time. Okay. Oh yeah, see, I got a new miner card. And I'm going to use that one right away. Because it makes this particular realm look a lot better. And it'll show you how miner cards work. So in order to use a miner card, you've got to go back to a particular location inside the realm. It varies from realm to realm. In Ambiance, the location is right here. Right at the start. But don't get used to it being at the start because it's not the same every time. So we're going to play a feast card. This shows you how these cards work, right? Play this card to prolong the effects of a meal, grow hungry more slowly, and heal more quickly. The realms threaten many with hunger and starvation, but it need not be so. This card helps keep the stomach satisfied, no matter how far away the next meal. And so we apply it, and it changes the appearance of the realm. Okay. We go through the animation, and voila! It is spring now. And like, I love this effect, and I love seeing the transformation of the once familiar realm. And if there were more realms and if all of the minor cards were more dramatic, then this would be one of the legendary survival crafting games. But I think, from my understanding, they kind of just ran out of time. And so, you know, I say that it's not one of the legendary ones, but it is one of my favorites. Right? Like, what do they say? If you shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. And that's kind of how I feel about Nightingale. Like, you know, you can say a lot of things about it, but not that it lacked ambition. Okay, we're going over here. But we need to move slowly enough that I don't lose my stamina before we get there. Wait. Oh, there's a better way down. Okay. So this location that we're going to now, it's going to have our first, like, spawned enemies, and it's going to have the spawner there. And finding and destroying these spawners is a major part of the game's economy, because they always reward you with essence for destroying these. And that was pretty easy, almost as if I knew exactly what I was doing. I had a premonition that you would be in need of help. That's something we wizards do. And I also had a premonition that I should wait until I acquired this simple sword before equipping my spell. So I'm going to equip... I've got two spells. Recovery and Immolation. And I'm going to equip Immolation. Recovery is the better spell. But as a tier 1 item, the sword can only equip one. And so, then, now that I've got the sword, I've got a button here, right trigger button, or right bumper button, that allows me to cast the spell. And then casting the spell is just a matter of using your trigger. Oh yeah, I play on controller because I'm old. Although, that's an excuse that's becoming less and less relevant as the years go by. There are old people who grew up on PC gaming. My first game was an Atari. Although I got the Atari when the NES was the most popular system in the world. Because I was poor. Okay, so Graham Turner here has a lot of dialogue. I'm not going to read it out loud. I'm just going to summarize it for you. He's a weird pirate who cantankerously gives you the tutorial. And you've got these different options to respond to your dialogue, but they don't actually affect anything. The outcome is the same as far as I can tell. So I can either suck up, or be snooty, or be aggressive. And I don't like sucking up, but the other two options kind of suck too. Alright, see, he doesn't believe that we are as good at traveling the realms as we say we are. And so, the only way to prove ourselves is by completing the tutorial. Ooh, except that I don't have the materials for it. I went too fast, and I didn't gather... Oh, wait. No. I did gather them. I just wasn't looking in the right place. Okay. Then we come over, we fill it up with sticks. 1 minute of cook time. More than enough. Alright. Wait, where's the food? Oh, I didn't actually make it yet. My raw berries and wildflower salad. Okay. Now, we go to the wheel and we eat it. Those flowers were edible, actually. Okay. Yeah. Any more tutorials to give us? Almost as if I knew what you were going to say before you said it. And almost as if I knew that you would join my cause. Yes, I'll take the playing card that summons you. Oops. Where did you go? Waiting to be summoned, no doubt. Alright. Alright, so he is suspicious. He doesn't believe that I would volunteer to do quests for him. But he doesn't seem to understand that doing quests is what I live for. Okay, and then this lady, she overuses the italics and makes me think there's something dodgy about her. Alright. Okay, that time is a proper use of the italics. But then this time, it's not. We've always time for a new customer. And she always has time for rumors. This is actually pretty important lore. You know, it seems there are a great many of your fellow Realms Walkers about, diving from their Nightingale headquarters to realms as near as Sylvan's Cradle. Oh, is that a place we could go? Yes, it is. She met Aurelio Acevedo Ortega. As you know, he might have relevant information, but he's got gold sickness, and they dismissed her politest inquiries. Okay. Yeah, I believe that you are a regular person with no weird things going on. No doubt. No, I guess we're all in the same boat, relatively speaking. We're all refugees from Nightingale. Okay. Infusions apply stat increases to equipment. That being said, I don't think I have much use for these particular infusions. Right, like... Shoddy bonnet, sure. Okay. There we go. My hat will protect me from diabolical forces. Okay, so the next step is to start establishing our base. And that's basically us caught up to the other save file. You know, I actually built the start of the base last time. So we're not like 100% caught up in terms of progress, but we are caught up in terms of story. So everything we experience from here on out is going to be for the first time. Although it will be of a pattern with things that we've done before. So this essence is important because it's what we use to unlock new crafting recipes. There are various ways to get it, mostly by doing interesting activities. The worst possible way to do it is by chasing those little motes of light there in the hopes of capturing some. So let's look on our map. Okay, we are not where I want to be. This is a halfway decent location for a base. And I know that because when I was playing my own personal private game that convinced me to demonstrate it, Nightingale, online for y'all, this is where I built my base. Actually, this is where I built my second base. The very first location I ever picked for this game was a bad location. I didn't have access to minerals, and it was at the bottom of a cliff, and it was just a pain. That being said, there were downsides to this location here, despite the fact that there's a ton of minerals around. The main downside to this location is just that it's in the corner of the map. Right, like we want something closer to the center. Maybe something a little flatter, but with nearby minerals. That being said, I'm going to add a marker. There's ore in these there hills. And actually, we're close to something important. An infestation. Okay, if we go to this infestation and fight off these creatures, we gain some valuable essence from this. Now, this has no impact on the location's advantages as a base, because once these creatures are dead, they don't come back. But you gotta kill this thing fast, or else they respawn. Oh, see, this is what my hat protects me against. Okay. That wasn't as wizardly as I'd hoped, but oh, I need to be revived. And then I gotta come all the way back here to retrieve my stuff. Okay, I just died. Which, if this were hardcore survival again, this would be embarrassing. But we're gonna go back. And that's why you gotta have a recovery equipped too. I don't know where those guys came from. Oh, Huck, you got something to say about what's going on?
No pearly gates for you just yet, my friend. Though this Zephyr would prefer to whisper over your bones, I have tasked it with your preservation. Should you perish, it will whisk you away and revive your spirit. Of course, the Zephyr is tasked only with rescuing you. The contract is very literal about that, though I have asked it to try to preserve your modesty and what tools it can. However, the disquieting sensation of death will linger afterward, so tread warily.
Oh yeah, I've got a debuff temporarily because I died. So that's no good. We'll go back and retrieve my packages. Although I don't think I had anything of particular value at the... But we need to go back there anyway because that's where all our essence was. Oh, actually think... Okay, no, I've still got my essence. Oh, I've got all the stuff in my backpack, too. I must have it set to not drop things upon death. Which is good, because I don't enjoy that. I mean, I feel like there should be a consequence for death, so I'm not like entirely opposed to the idea of losing something every time I die, but having to retrieve your backpack, it just seems like a chore, like something that was imposed fairly arbitrarily. I have no desire to fight a wolf. Oh no, but I have especially no desire to die to a wolf. Oh no. I'm gonna have 2 deaths in short succession. Oh no, I made it. Just for that? I'm taking your skin. How quickly my principles fall by the wayside. Okay. Yeah, I'm still in a pretty vulnerable beginning game spot here. I haven't beefed myself up enough to completely tank these random encounters. Oh, look at me, talking like a gamer, like I know what tanking is. I do, but only indirectly. I never played like WoW or anything. I've only experienced it by the sort of leakage of WoW terminology into generalized gaming slang. And my experience with gaming slang comes almost exclusively from the world of tabletop role-playing games. Like, I play a lot of video games, but mostly single player. Like, theoretically, I could hang out with people on Nightingale. That would be pretty fun, I think, but I'd just as soon not. Okay. So, dying here was embarrassing. But there's an no advantage to dying. The reason I risked fighting was to get this essence bundle. 13 essence at a go, which is a lot more than what you get for doing random stuff in the middle of nowhere. Okay. So the reason I want essence is because of the progression. So right away, one thing you might notice about this progression screen is that certain items are glowing green. Green items you can learn for free. The other items have a cost that you've got to pay in order to learn them. And so, oh yeah, we're going to do a lot of enchanting later. Now, I'm reasonably sure that the thing that makes an item free is finding it in the world. So you don't necessarily want to unlock all of your crafting recipes right away, because you can save a few points by finding stuff instead of buying it. Like, previously, I'd found an umbrella, which would go great with my ensemble, but I don't remember where I found it, and so it's lost now. I'll probably stumble upon another one eventually. Look at this weird little scene. This is not connected to anything, and it doesn't do anything. But I like these little ambient details. Okay, what we're looking for is a good location for a base. Map. Okay, we're almost dead center in the middle of the map. So what we're looking for now is the right kind of rocks. See, you need... This is one of those games where you gather material from specific items in the terrain. Right? You don't dig into the earth. You break placed rocks. And yeah, see, there's some ore over here. Although I don't know why I'm acting like I just stumbled upon this. This is where we built the base last time. We're not going to do it again this time because this is not like the ideal location, but we do want to be close by. All right. Oh, see, look at this thing. See, if there was some sort of, like, plot or lore associated with it, that'd be pretty cool. But it's just decorations. Actually not sure that going too far into the woods is great either. Like, I want to compromise. I want somewhere with enough flat land that I can actually build, but you know, things like this get in the way. Like, this would be the perfect location for a base if it didn't have some random structure there already. Oh, but then I don't want to get too far from the rocks. Oh god. What if the exact same thing that I did before is actually the perfect thing to do again? What if I got it right my first time? I'm a little farther from the center of the map than I want to be. Okay, let's just go to the geographic dead center. And then see about... We'll just build as close to that as possible. Okay, this is the center of the map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my estate cairn. This claims territory and makes it eligible to build stuff nearby. I'm not going to do it in the dead center. I'm going to do it somewhere where it's vertical. And then what we need is random rocks and wood. Okay. Well, the wood solves itself. Thank you. Oh, but I'm one bundle short. Alright. Now the rocks are a specific kind of rock. They're these ones on the ground. Oh, no. Sorry, not those. These. See how they look almost identical to the ones I mistakenly tried to pick up before? Alright. Oh, I gotta remove this map marker it's interfering with. With my base. Okay. Now I've got a base mask marker. And it's not quite at the middle, but it's close enough. And a bunch of new stuff unlocked for free. So, last time I built my base out of stone, and I'm realizing that it's more practical, at least in this particular location, to do it out of wood, because stone you have to go searching for, but wood is freaking everywhere. And I've got to clear off the space anyway. That being said, I'm going to stick with stone. And the reason? Aesthetics. I mean, that's... What more is there to say? Like, you gonna catch me living in a house of sticks? No. Honestly, even the sandstone is maybe a little shady in terms of building materials. Like, ideally, you want something like granite. I mean, I like sandstone just fine. Oh. Although I'm doing this ass backwards. Let me just gather some more rocks. If you're doing it ass backwards, you might as well back up with your whole ass. So, Nightingale's building has a feature that I really like, where it will tell you how many minerals you need to complete your construction based on the blocks you lay out in advance. Okay, we're getting pretty close to our weight limit, so let's head back and just gather whatever rocks we can on the way. So, last time I committed to the notion of building a wizard's tower, and part of the reason I did that was because I want to do a magic build this time, and so, you know, if you're gonna be a wizard, you gotta live in a tower. But another part of the reason I did it is because I chose a bad location for my start. And I didn't have enough room to build horizontally. I'm not sure which approach I'm going to take this time. Like... there were some design constraints. Oh, I just completed a challenge. I forgot that I haven't shown you in this video yet. I'll do that in a second. Oh, there we go. Alright. So, challenges are an interesting little mechanic. Because you look at these, and right, we finished Apprentice Lumberjack. Harvest 20 wood bundles. We do that, we earned 75 Tier 1 Essence, which we use to unlock new stuff. Like, these all cost 5 each, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna buy them all. I don't need them all, but I'm gonna buy them all. Okay. I'm not gonna buy the wood, though. I don't care for how it looks. But there's a bunch of other stuff I could buy. Like new realm cards. Oh, I'll do the cleansing and the realm address. And these... See, we could get the Forsworn Skies that I enjoyed so much earlier. These charms give you more advantages on your equipment and the like. Although most importantly are things like crafting stations. Unlocking the crafting station allows you to craft the items relevant to that station. Shocking, I know. And so there's a very complex tech tree in this game. Which, again, is one of those things that I actually really enjoy in a game. Alright, we're going to lay a foundation. That said, we're going to take another lesson, and we're going to put our foundation up as much as possible before, without actually, because we want to level out the terrain a bit. Okay. There we go. This will allow us to alright, and see how it takes 30 stone blocks? Now, I've got those in my inventory. But I had to do it that way because... Oh no, my cairn is in the wrong place. Can I move this? Yes, I can. I don't love that, but it'll, as a temporary measure, it's fine. Oh, I can't jump because I've got too much in my inventory. Let's get rid of as much of this stone as possible. Okay, now I can jump. Alright. Well, now that I know I can move the cairn, I might move it to a more convenient location. Maybe like at the top of the building, once we get the building built. We'll do it as like a little capper. Oh. I like how the big trees have this falling over animation. Sometimes in these games you chop a tree and it immediately vanishes. That little bit of an immersion appeals to me. So what we're doing now is we're just building a new base. We gotta have a base because progression, unlike say Fractured, progression requires an infrastructure. We are going to need to advance the main quest before Puck trusts us enough to teach us the portal recipe. Something's going on with this terrain. Okay, move. Stay there for now. There we go. Our angle was bad. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to do 5 by 5. 4, 5. Actually think this location. Or this direction. Okay. Then we'll take down these trees. So we don't need a tree growing out of our our floor. Okay. Oh, okay. We are at the limit of we used all our stone. We need to gather 59 more. We don't have the room for it. What we're gonna do, actually temporarily, is build a storage so I can put all these logs that I've gathered. That'll free up some weight. Oh, but I haven't researched the storage yet. Crude sink, crude dresser. Those do act as storage, but I believe there's just a storage. Masonry bench? No. Enchanters. Nope. Oh, here's the seasonal stuff. I actually hate it because it always switches us over to tier 2. Once you get to tier 2, it's not that big a deal. Right. Simple table. I'm not finding the storage container. Cartography set. Fishing, cooking, alchemy, macabre. Well, it's not magic. And it's not a tile. It's not seasonal. Could have swore there was just like a treasure chest. Crude dresser. I'm not meant to keep things in dressers, am I? Huh. That's why you don't play games entirely from memory. Alright, we are building a crude dresser, I think. Augmentation, furniture. No, see, that is not correct. Well, maybe it is. Workbench. But in order to build the storage for the lumber for the crude dresser, we'll need the saw table. I have a hard time believing that I'm meant to work this hard to store the random junk that I've picked up. Okay. I need 4 stone blocks for that. So I wound up doing the thing that I was putting off in the first place. Okay. Oh, that's only 3? I chopped down fewer trees before. That's why I was able to make such progress on building my base without taking this step. Okay, then I'm crafting lumber. Wait, let me look and see what I need for the storage. Oh, maybe this is... Okay, 3 lumber. So we craft the lumber. Wait, oh. I'm... Craft. There we go. And we gotta wait 1.5 minutes for it to be done. Goodness. It's all coming back to me now. I remember a lot of waiting around in this game. And one of these days, I'm gonna remember that my tool wheel is different than my consumable wheel. I just ate a random item. Alright. Gather as much stone as possible. What we want... Oh, no, I remember. I had an easier time because at some point I found a charm of the mule, which is an item that you attach to your clothes that increases your carrying capacity. Which, actually, the thought of building this base and not having a charm of the mule wearies me. I just... Oh no, I've got to carry around half as much stone. Wait. Oh. Actually, it looks like the food I ate increased my carrying capacity enough that... Okay, I'm 30 away. Grab the lumber, use the lumber, then we just... Is there anything we want to keep? No, transfer all. Alright, now we've got 80... 80 pounds. This should be enough for the stone. Alright, 30 stone. So each of these rocks is 3. So we just need 10 rocks, and we've got it. And then we'll have the first floor of our base. And only an hour and a half into recording. Which... am I really gonna pick up the next episode mid-rock gathering? Is that what we're doing here? Well, I don't know. This game really makes you work for the rocks. At least at first. There's actually a way to speed things up once you get a bit more of your infrastructure into place. You can build basically resource gathering stations, and then use the NPCs that you've gathered to gather the resources for you. That being said, if I recall, the base management system did need some polish. If I'm remembering correctly, there was an issue with assigning people beds. It didn't work very well. But I may just be remembering a different game. Alright. That's what happens when you play so many video games. They blur into each other. Even a game that you really enjoy, like Nightingale. Now, actually, Nightingale has what I would consider the mark of a really good game, in that it doesn't blur as much for me into others. Like, when I was playing Fractured last week, there was a lot that I couldn't remember about the game, just because it was so generic. And I'd played that game for like 10 hours previous to recording the video. So it's not an insignificant fraction of my life. This one I've had about 50 hours in. Then Empyrean is 400. Someday soon I'm gonna play a video game that is almost completely new to me, and then I won't be able to use my memories at all. That's gonna be the next one. Next one I play is gonna be a game that I have less than 1 hour in. There are a few that I have 0 time in, because I'm regularly in the practice of giving all of my new games at least 1/2 hour to win me over. Okay, crude door frame. Where's the entrance to our... I think it's gotta be here. 1, 2, 3. And then, what are we even doing on this first floor? Like, I don't think a 5x5 footprint is gonna be enough for the long term, but you know what? I'm just gonna put a door frame in the center of each of my directions so that I can build new rooms as necessary. Well, no, actually, I'm not gonna do this direction. This direction, I am gonna do arches. There we go. Because I like the view, and I don't want it obstructed by walls. So the way I see it, what we're going to do is maybe 2 stories of crude, and then we'll use increasingly sophisticated materials as we go up. Because by the time we need a 3rd story, we should have unlocked the tier 2 stuff. Okay. We need a staircase now. Oh, I just ate hardtack. Oops. There we go. Wait, do I want a staircase right in the entrance? Well, that's the problem with building a 5x5 room, is that with doors in every third block, is that no matter where I put it, it's going to be right near the entrance. Okay. Let's go back, get these upper floors. Oh, I gotta chop down that tree. It's popping in through the side. I gotta chop down that tree too. Quit growing into my house. Of course, I came to where you lived and built a house there. So, I guess there's enough blame to go around. Like, alright, I need 164 stone to make the next tier, or the next level of the house. Is this thing even coming down? Did I make an invincible tree? No, I mean... Oh. It's because I built it too close to this special location, I think. Yeah. Let me restore some, I can't have a tree growing in my house. It's... See... Alright, I come over here... And I'm gonna chop this tree and see how long it takes to fall down. Oh! Actually, the real reason it wasn't coming down? I was using my pickaxe instead of my axe. You gotta use the right tool for the job. That's what was wrong. That being said, I didn't completely imagine the thing with the invincible trees, I think. Oh no, maybe I did. Wait, is this thing invincible too? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's invincible. Okay. Let's get these inconvenient trees out of my way. Sorry, I've judged your whole life and I've determined that it inconveniences me. Right, like, you are just a counter-entropic process. The accumulation of order based on stochastic principles embedded deep in your cellular structure. Whereas I am the same thing, but I'm able to make snotty little comments about it. And I'm able to swing an axe, which you are not. Although I don't necessarily know if it's super wise of me to be operating from a principle of might makes right here. Like, the trees are helpless beneath my blade, but I'm not the apex predator in this land. So where do I get off? Just smugly lecturing the trees about their defenselessness. But I mean, okay, what are we talking about here? Consciousness? Like, I have merit because I can feel pain. And the trees can't. And so they die for my convenience. And I mean, that's gotta be part of it, right? If we're all the same process, then surely me cutting down a tree is not that much different metaphysically from a tree extending its roots into the soil. We're all just patterns of energy expanding based on you know, the structure of our chemical reactions. That being said, right, like, awareness seems mysterious to me. That doesn't mean it is, though. Right? Like, you know, we label things mysterious. And is that a label that applies to the thing? Or is it a label that applies to the limitations of our ability to understand the thing? If something's mysterious, is it the thing that's mysterious? Or is it the fact that I'm too dumb to understand it? Like, everything's mysterious if you don't know what's going on. Many light years from here, the Glorbulians are looking at this video and they're thinking, oh man, look at this clown. Doesn't even understand the nature of consciousness. How these beings could stand to exist with such obvious and and limitations. Wait, did I just say my limitations are limiting? I did say that. Okay. So we still need 80 stone blocks? Wait, that can't be right. I've been collecting blocks for... Well, okay, I guess I only got about 70. Alright, I need a new work table ASAP, though. Oh, and I've got the wood bundles, but they don't draw from my my chests. Right. Why do they not draw from my chests? Storage. Oh, see, I can add residents. But I don't have any jobs for her to do. You live with me now, Emily. Add resources from inventory. Oh, okay. It's over here. Building allowed. Survivors allowed. Okay. There we go. Oh, wait, is Emily around here? Emily, where are you? Okay, so now that I have that allowed from my chest, then I can add the resources from the chest. So I can just put it in the chest and not... Alright, then I want to build a simple workbench as well. I'll move it once I've got a better sense of what this building's going to be like. For now, I just need enough of a workbench that I can build a pick. I need a stone block and a wood bundle. Now, the interesting thing about this game, and I'm going to use my mouse so you can see me pointing around. Wait. Or am I? No, I'm not. The interesting thing about this game is that I will direct your attention to the information box in the top right. The material you use determines the characteristics of the item that you make. So I need to go get one stone block, but if you look at the wood, you can see it gives you an injury resistance of 2.5. That doesn't mean anything in a pickaxe, but you know, there are materials aside from wood, and there are things to build besides pickaxes. And doing so has consequences, right? Like, there are different kinds of wood, and there are different kinds of stone, and which stone you pick has effects on what... See, like, I pick the stone, and this sandstone has 10 durability. That does matter for a pickaxe. If I built this stuff out of a different material, it would last longer. And so you get one recipe, but you can build a variety of things based on which materials you use to decide to use to build them, instead of just having a recipe for a stone pickaxe and a recipe for a steel pickaxe and so on and so forth. Like, we're gonna upgrade to tin pretty quick, or at least we would if we still had time. But we are reaching the limit of how much time I was willing to allot to this video. Oh, going out at night is dangerous because enemies will randomly spawn in the middle of nowhere. And unlike the scripted encounters, there's nothing I can blow up to stop these guys from attacking. They're always going to do it. I believe that there's a realm card I could pick that stopped this spawning, but I don't remember which one it is. You know what? We'll go until we get the stuff, the first floor of our base. That's where we stopped on the other video. That seems like a natural stopping point here too. Oh, I gotta use my spells if I'm gonna be at all credible as a wizard. Okay. Like, so basically, if I want to be a wizard, I've got to pick materials for my clothes that will enhance my magical abilities. Because there's different things you can build your clothes and your swords and stuff out of. Some of them will enhance magic, and others will enhance your like melee damage or ranged damage. It doesn't seem like it right now, but there's like dozens of different materials in the game, and they all have different effects. And like there's like tier 2 and tier 3 materials where you build a crafting bench to like refine the base material into a composite material, and then the composite material has the properties of each of the base materials that you used to make it, and that allows you to stack bonuses of particular types. That's how you get good at something like magic, is you stack multiple layered magic enhancing bonuses on your basic equipment. Or you could do it and stack multiple layered melee enhancing bonuses on your equipment as well. Or multiple ranged, or and so on and so forth. Oh, yeah. Gotta get my sword again. Okay. You know, these things seem less deadly than the wolves. Okay. And fighting these creatures is actually important because, you know, like the bound fibers, that's one of the materials that you can use to craft with. It's not all just rocks you find, although there are a lot of different types of rocks. We're just gonna have to survive the night here, because... Alright. And at some point, I'm gonna stop using the consumables tool wheel and actually use just the regular tool wheel on my first try. But that's gonna take muscle memory. So the day-night cycle is important because the monsters don't spawn during the day. They only spawn at night. Which means that if we were a little farther along, I'd just come back to base and sleep. Alright, let's drop off these rocks. Oh. Wait, why is that not allowing me to add the blocks to the building? Is it because I'm... Oh no, you can only add it to the parts that are not yet built. Wait, did I get it all? Yeah. Alright, I found enough rocks that we're able to just complete our first floor. And this is where we'll call it a day for today, and pick up next week as we actually start to think about the layout of our base and build something with some longevity. Oh, look at this little nook here. I'm not sure I entirely approve. This is where Harry Potter lives. Maybe I'll put my bed here. No, I'm not like a Harry Potter guy. I support trans rights. Though this character is not trans, he's just a cross-dresser. There's a difference. He identifies as a man, but he's willing to... No, I shouldn't say willing. He enjoys wearing a dress. Because just wearing a dress doesn't make you a woman. And it doesn't... And identifying as a woman doesn't require you to wear a dress. Those are two separate things. That's something the author of Harry Potter doesn't seem to understand, is that gender identity is different than gender expression. Like, I think my character is really hot, but not because I fetishize women's clothing. I just think that it's a flattering cut, you know? Like something about that skirt makes this dude's hips pop. I wish I could pull it off in real life, but I can't. I think I could pull off the eyeliner in real life, but as I said multiple times in the past, I don't want to put a pencil in my eye. I don't think I'd even like having somebody else put a pencil in my eye. So it's not like I could just go to the makeup counter and say, give me the hottest eyeliner you've got, because I would flinch as soon as that thing came anywhere close to my eyeball. I could probably wear a dress, but I think that I would just look frumpy in a dress. I don't think it would fit my frame at all. So, you know, that's one of the advantages of video games, is they allow us to experience things that we could never in real life. Like pulling off a skirt and tails. Like, I don't even think I could wear a Victorian-style frock coat. I would look like the world's most corrupt politician. So, you know, we're fashion forward here. You know, we believe that it's possible to be masculine and still rock a skirt. Even if this particular masculine body could barely rock a pair of slacks. Alright, so until next week, this has been another episode of Surveying the Realms, and maybe one thing that we'll add to future episodes is just wearing all the clothes in addition to exploring all the biomes. You know, we've got another 30 or 40 hours with this game minimum, so we got to keep ourselves amused. I hope you have a lovely week, and wear whatever you want, I guess.